As we continue with the news, that story closes our regional and international news. Now, as always, every single Monday, we do promise you that we bring you our economic and entrepreneurship corner. And as always, today we are joined by Dr. Vere, who is the CEO of Kudzanai, Zimbabwe. Good morning, sir. How are you, good doc?
Morning, Zaza. How are you today?
Very, very good. Always a pleasure having you joining us every Monday.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Over the past few weeks, we've been looking at the importance of a key documentation registration, where we need to be registering for, for our companies. Now, today we're going to be looking at PRAZ, why this is a key certification that every single individual organization that is paying tax and is running and operating needs to have. So maybe just take us through it. First and foremostly, what is PRAZ and why is it important for any business person to have that certificate?
Thank you so much, Zaza. Let me just take you back a bit. PRAZ stands for the Procurement Regulatory Authority of Zimbabwe, which was the State Procurement Board.
Right.
PRAZ was put in place or was birthed out of the Procurement Act, the Public Procurement and Disposal of Assets Act, chapter number 22.23. So as to sanitize how the procurement is done or is happening within public entities.
Right.
So in order for any entrepreneur or business to partake of the tenders within the government sector, they need to be registered with the Procurement Regulatory Authority of Zimbabwe. There are basic requirements that are needed. Last time we spoke about the company registration, which is input into PRAZ. Because I know entrepreneurs need to make sure that they also get into all the opportunities that avail themselves in the market. Like I said last time, that government is the biggest customer in any economy.
Yes.
So the requirements to registration for PRAZ are simple. You need your company documents in place. By company documents, I mean the Certificate of Incorporation, the CR6, which was the CR14, and the CR5, the Memorandum and Articles of Association. You also need to have the copies of the directors' IDs, and as well as the email address for which communication can come through.
Absolutely.
So that you can register for PRAZ. After registration, then you also receive what you call a PRAZ certificate, which is a conclusive evidence that you are compliant to that requirement.
Right now, just right there. Now, PRAZ nowadays, they say you have to register online. Take us through that process, because with that we used to go and we actually used to physically visit the offices, but because of the numbers and also because of COVID, I think it was now made into an online platform. Tell us how we can actually go about that.
I'm glad that even the government institutions are now embracing the technology that's happening. Everything is now online. You just go to the PRAZ portal, you register as a user of that portal and upload all the documents that I've just spoken about on that platform. And you also upload the proof of payment that you have paid the required amount, which is 16,000 RTG.
Yes.
For a particular category. PRAZ has a number of categories. You can register as maybe supplier of corporate wear, as someone who is into ICT, or someone who is providing advisory services. So each and every business line that you'd want to operate in or trade in with the government, you need to register within that. So you see to it that a person or one business entity can have 3, 4, 5, or 10 PRAZ certificate, depending with the lines that they are dealing with.
I've always actually been very curious about that. What if my industry or my company is into various different types of operations? Do I really need all of those, or do I just register for the one particular sector where it just says I'm a general consultant or supplier, or it has to really be sector specific?
It needs to be sector specific. You'll see to it that you might be in all those things, but the area that you would want to deal with the government institutions on can be one out of everything that you do. For instance, at Kudzanai Zimbabwe, we do company registration, PRAZ registration, NASA certificates, and even vendor number processing, auditing, and forensic accounting.
Right.
we might then choose, say, we want to only be training government institutions.
Yes.
So general management and training that would be our category. We wouldn't be worried about all these other services that we don't want to deal with the government in.
Okay, fantastic. Because, I think it's always been very, very curious for a lot of people how best to go about it. But when you explain it in such a manner, it makes life so much easier. That all you need is your 16,000 RTGS as well as your company documents, and you're good to go online and register.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Well, I'm very excited because I think one of the key things, maybe you can just, as we are closing this interview, not only is it just government departments now that are asking for that PRAZ certificate, but even other entities are actually saying, if you want to engage with us, you still need a PRAZ certificate. What are the benefits from that, maybe?
What they are just looking at, they are looking at your level of compliance with the statutory requirements. And as well, once you are registered with PRAZ, it means you have a locus standi. People they're comfortable dealing with you because you do have a reference point.
Oh, yes.
Whereby they can track you to, because there are other bogus players who are in the market. So that streams them off the mark.
Absolutely. Well, you've heard it for yourselves. Please ensure that you are PRAZ registered if you are a operating company out there. It doesn't matter if you're not dealing with government or dealing with government, but somewhere along the lines, you do need that PRAZ registration. It just certifies you that you are legit, besides the other tag, besides being ZIMRA accredited and certified for your tax. Dr. Vere, thank you so much as always for joining us. Where can we find you on social media?
We are at Good for Zimbabwe on Facebook, Good for Zimbabwe on Instagram, Good for Zimbabwe on LinkedIn. We are also at number 108 Central Avenue, or people can get in touch with us on +263 732 394041.
Right, please spell Kudford, because sometimes in Zebedee, you might spell it wrongly. How do you spell Kudford?
It's Kudfort. Kudfort.
You see now, it's Kudfort because I'm hearing D at the end, so that's what I actually ask. Thank you so much, Doc, as always, coming through every single Monday right here on our Entrepreneurs Economic Corner, where we get to talk about all things to do with being an entrepreneur and how best to make sure that we are viable and have running entities wherever we are. All right, we're just taking a commercial break, but when we return, the power duo is here in with the sports news and sports updates, and that's the one and only innocent dark chocolate Manyenga and our very beautiful Lieta Pocket Rocket Jacob, who is celebrating 1 year.